Muy buenas tardes, buenos días, buenas noches, en donde quiera que nos estén escuchando. Bienvenidos y bienvenidas a Conexión Rock Radio, ya iniciando lo que es nuestra acostumbrada ronda de entrevistas internacionales que estamos sosteniendo en lo que es este inicio de año 2018. Estamos iniciando lo que es nuestra temporada 2018, así que es un gusto que nos estén acompañando ya en estos momentos a través de nuestra señal en listentomerradio.com desde Tegucigalpa, capital de Honduras, para todo el resto del mundo. Les saluda Johnny González, un gusto que nos estén acompañando ya en Conexión Rock Radio, y por supuesto hoy tendremos un programa dedicado a toda la gente que le gusta el hard rock de la vieja escuela con aires completamente progresivos. Una leyenda del Reino Unido que se está haciendo presente aquí en nuestras emisiones, y nos referimos nada más ni nada menos que a Magnum, la banda que vamos a tener ya de invitados ya dentro de unos cuantos instantes, y que vamos a estar conversando nada más ni nada menos que con su vocalista y fundador Bob Catley. Así que para la gente que en estos momentos se está incorporando con nosotros, solo le dan clic donde dice Open Chat New Window en nuestra página de Listen to My Radio en la parte izquierda, y ahí automáticamente se va a activar un diálogo de dónde nos están escuchando, nos dejan su nombre, de dónde nos escuchan, y por supuesto de dónde nos escriben, sus saludos o sus preguntas. De igual forma pueden hacerlo a través de nuestras redes sociales. En Facebook, ahí nos pueden buscar en Conexión Rock Radio, y por supuesto también nos pueden dejar su Twitter en nuestra cuenta de Twitter @ConexiónRockHN con el hashtag Magnum.
Hello everybody, how you doing? Hello mate. All right, Johnny.
Hey, nice to hear you. This is Johnny González from Conexión Rock Radio from Honduras, Central America. Sir, nice to have you in this special interview for all the fans from Magnum in Central and Latin America. Again, it's a great honor having this special interview. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Nice to have you talking to me. Cheers, mate. Hello, all you listeners in Honduras, Central America. Brilliant to talk to you. Okay, mate. Yeah, I'm in Tamworth, where I live. Which is nowhere near London, actually, up in the Midlands. But yeah, not everybody lives in London.
Thank you very much for your time in this special interview. This special interview will be in English with translation in Spanish for all the fans in Central Latin America. Are you ready for the questions?
Yeah, sure. If you could do me a favor, could you speak a little bit slower, please? Because I'm missing bits of what you say. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. Ok, señores, pues okay. Ya tenemos pues ya completamente en vivo a Bob Catley, completamente en vivo, que es el vocalista de Magnum, pues una banda muy interesante, como lo hemos pues compartido y anunciado previamente en nuestra sección de entrevistas internacionales aquí en Latinoamérica. Gente que le gusta la vieja escuela del rock, prepárense que esta es una historia muy interesante que vamos a estar comentando ya desde este momento. Start the program on this afternoon. Bob, let me congratulate you and the rest of the band for the release of this new album called Lost of the Road to Eternity via Hammer Records. This year is very special for the band because this is the number 20 album. How you could define in your own words this new chapter in the history of the great band like Magnum?
Thank you very much for the compliments. Cheers, mate. Yes, it's quite special. It's as you say, it's our 20th album that we've recorded. First album came out in 1978. Wow. Okay, so it's been 40 years, since we've been recording albums, and we've been all around Europe and America and Russia and places, and done big festivals, and we've got a lot of fans over the years, and we've done good, and we've been on the big shows in England and around Europe. So I think just the longer you do it, the more famous you become, and the better liked you become. And we have a lot of fans around the world now, including South America, I might add. Mm-hmm. So what can I say? We just keep making records and touring, and we have a bit of a new lineup this time. We have a new keyboard player and a new drummer.
Yes.
Okay, so to complete the lineup. So it's a fresh start for Magnum, really. Me and Tony and have been going since the early 70s, really, so with Magnum, and it's what we've been doing most of our lives, so it's all I've ever known, really, since the early 70s, and the album's going down very well with the internet people and the press over here and in Germany and everywhere. So it comes out soon. It comes out on the 19th of January, and we'll see if anybody buys it. What a laugh. So yeah, I'm sure. I mean, the last album sold in a lot of copies, and it charted all over Europe and the UK and that. So I don't know what it did in South America, but hopefully it was the beginning of something in your part of the world. Excuse me. And so I'm looking forward to touring and singing all the new songs on stage, and it's going to be good getting back with the fans. And you can't beat being on the stage in front of your fans, and they really lift us. They do, and we get an enormous feedback from the fans. Mm-hmm. Just like I have with when I've been over in South America with Avantasia, with Tobias Sammet's Avantasia. The audiences over there are amazing, amazing audiences in South America. So maybe I'll be there again one day with Avantasia. You never know, but that's up to Tobias Sammet to tell me, not me. Okay, right out, mate.
Thank you very much for this comment. Escuchen lo que dicen, amigos. Voy a resumir rápidamente lo que Bob ha estado pues comentando acá. Acerca de lo que son las impresiones de este nuevo trabajo discográfico que, como lo hemos dicho, lleva por nombre Lost of the Road to Eternity, que es el nuevo trabajo de la banda que ya en breve va a estar saliendo a nivel mundial. Pues nos dice de que él está muy contento del resultado de este disco, y que precisamente pues hablar de un disco, del disco número 20 de la historia de la banda y 40 años de la misma en existencia, no sea de todos los días. Quizás lo mira con un poco de humor todo esto, pero que han sido años muy interesantes, que ha tenido muy buenas vivencias alrededor del mundo, con presentaciones en grandes festivales en América, en Rusia, en Alemania, y que precisamente aquí en nuestras latitudes hay muchos fans que siguen a la banda hasta el día de hoy. Que ha sido muy interesante este complemento en el cual pues la banda ya presenta una nueva faceta en su carrera discográfica, nuevos integrantes que se han estado incorporando, y que al mismo tiempo pues van a ofrecer lo mejor en esta nueva faceta para los seguidores de una gran leyenda como lo es Magnum. Dice de que en pocas palabras este disco va a ofrecer muchas sorpresas interesantes, pero que al mismo tiempo es una nueva página que ya se está consagrando dentro de esta leyenda del rock a nivel del Reino Unido, y que actualmente pues están ya en estos momentos en etapa de promoción. Oh, muchísimas gracias. We have some greetings for you in this special interview, Bob, in this case from Buenos Aires, Argentina. My friend Martín Maximiliano Lauria sends greeting for you. It's a great honor here to you in this special interview. Cheers, congratulations for this new album. And for the other side of the continent, from Mexico City, Héctor Ramírez says, wow, Magnum is a classical high school rock band. Congratulations.
We're a high school classic rock band, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, I suppose we're old enough to be called a classic rock band now. I never went to high school. I went to grammar school in England. We've been, I mean, any band that's been going more than 15 years is called a classic rock band these days. We've always been a melodic rock band with harmonies and progressive guitar parts and keyboards, symphonic keyboards, and big bombastic drums, as we've been called, and great vocals, I hope. And so we're called Magnum, so you've got to live up to that name, really. Everything has to be like bigger than everything else, bigger than everybody else, you know, the records, the sound of the record, the stage shows, everything. We used to use pyrotechnics in the old days, and bigger the better, you know. great. We used to take the roof out of half these clubs we used to play in the 80s. We used to have fire engines outside going, they're going to burn the building down, man. But you got to do it. It was totally rock and roll and very Spinal Tap. Yeah, we just keep going, and we'll be the last man standing. I mean, I keep hearing about people that we know like passing away. I'm getting to an age where, oh no, not another one's gone, bloody hell. And we're still there, hopefully we're going to be still here recording music for many years to come, I hope so. And because we have great fans around the world, what else do you want? What's a better life than that, to be appreciated by your fans and go out and play to them in places around the world, and it's great. It's a great life to have. So I consider myself very lucky indeed to still be doing this at my tender age.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much for your answer from my friends there in Mexico and Buenos Aires, Argentina. Dice, escuchen lo que les dice rápidamente, pues amigos, acerca de sus comentarios acerca de este nuevo álbum. Dice de que este nuevo trabajo discográfico de la banda viene con cosas muy interesantes, con guitarras bastante estructuradas, rítmicas, con aires completamente progresivos, con teclados completamente sinfónicos, y que esto pues va a generar una muy buena impresión, y que pues por supuesto dice que les da las gracias por el cumplido de ser una banda de rock clásico, de rock de la vieja escuela, pero que dice que simple y sencillamente son unos señores que hacen rock and roll y que ya pues ya tienen ya un lugar más que merecido en la historia. The next question, Bob. In the same way, there are many changes in the lineup of the band. The keyboards is now Rick Benton and the drummer, and of course, Lee Morris. How does Magnum feel the incorporation of Rick and Lee currently?
Say the last bit again.
Okay.
Magnum what?
In the same way, there are many changes in the band. The keyboards now is Rick Benton and the drummer Lee Morris. How to feel the band with the incorporation of Rick and Lee currently?
Well, they fitted in brilliantly. I mean, they both said that they've always wanted to work with us within Magnum, and they never thought they would do. And here they are playing alongside me and Tony and Al Barrow, and we couldn't be happy. I mean, they've brought so much enthusiasm and sparkle with the way they play and the way they talk and think, and it's really nice to have people there who are gagging for it, and they can't believe that they're on the album and that they're doing the tour, and they've done a great job, and they brought the whole band to life once again. So we're very lucky to have them, and it bounces off me and Tony and Al as well. I mean, it makes us sit up and go, oh, we've got to try a bit harder here. We've got some new blood in the band, and it's a knock-on effect, and I think the fans are going to love their inputs on the record and on stage when we tour, and we're very lucky to have them both. So I think they're brilliant, and we're gonna carry on forward with a new, a fresh approach to everything, and that's what happens when you get new people in the band. It changes everything. I mean, Rick Benton is a fantastic keyboard player. Lee Morris is an absolutely superb drummer, and Magnum is really on a roll now, and we're going to do better than ever, I think, because we've got a more coherent band, a tighter unit now than we had before. So that's just how it is, So that's it, and wish us luck, people, because we need it. There's a lot of competition out there, so we're messing with the big boys these days, I tell you. Okay.
Thank you very much for your answer. Le hemos preguntado rápidamente acerca de la nueva incorporación. Como ustedes saben, pues Magnum a estas alturas del partido ha incorporado a dos nuevos integrantes. En este caso, pues Lee Morris, que es el baterista, y por supuesto Rick Benton, que es el teclado. Pues ellos se incorporaron a finales del año pasado, y pues por supuesto esta es la primera faceta ya dentro de los nuevos cambios de Magnum. Le hemos preguntado cómo se sienten ellos cambios dentro del seno de la banda. Dice que pues en este caso pues a ambos pues están muy contentos con el resultado que se les ha dado en este trabajo importante, de que se les acercaron tiempo atrás, se les ofreció, si se puede decir, un puesto dentro de la banda con los cambios que se estaban empezando a darse de repente, y trajeron en cierta forma ideas muy interesantes, aire fresco dentro de lo que es el seno compositivo de la banda, dándole, si se puede decir, a Magnum un sonido más potente, más presentable en ciertos aspectos, y que al final de cuentas pues ellos están esperando de que esta formación se mantenga estable en los próximos años, y que por supuesto la química se está haciendo presente ya con el resultado de este nuevo álbum que estamos sonando aquí en Conexión Rock Radio, y que precisamente es la nueva faceta de Magnum, que es Lost of the Road to Eternity. Okay, muchas gracias, thank you very much. We have a live question in this case from San Jose, Costa Rica, sends regard for you and says, my question is, the band in this year celebrates 46 years of existence. The question is, how could you evaluate a war story with an important evolution in the sound of a great band like Magnum? Thank you very much for your music. Congratulations.
Oh, cheers, thank you. The evolution of the band.
Yes.
The evolution of the band, yes. My God, that's a big question. Yeah, thanks for the question, pal. We started out like playing covers and in a nightclub in Birmingham, England, in the early 70s. That's how we started as Magnum, for people to dance to. What I love. And we weren't really playing. We were just doing it for the money, man, you know. And then we got sacked because we weren't playing the right music, and then we had to go out and earn a living. And we got a record deal with Jet Records, Don Arden, Ozzy Osbourne's wife's father, and we went on from there. We started doing tours and bigger and better places and more albums, and we went to America with Ozzy Osbourne and did 3 months there. That was good fun, and nobody had heard of us, but we went down really good. And we came back and started doing our own tours, and we had that album called Storytellers Night Out that took us to the indoor arenas around England and the UK. So we were getting bigger and bigger and better at it, and we were having hit records. We had videos on the TV quite often, you know. And so we came from playing covers for people to dance to like headlining Wembley Arena, you know. So I guess that's an evolvement, I guess, of some sort. And we just got bigger and bigger, and then we broke up in the 90s, and that's a shame.
Yes.
And I did some solo stuff. I did 6 solo albums, but then we got back together again in 2001 and started up again, and Tony got the urge to write Magnum songs again. I wanted to Magnum to reform and get back to where we were, and that's what we're doing now. We're just trying to get back to those big stages, the NECs and the Wembley Arenas and the big festivals, and we're getting there, I tell you. So we have evolved quite drastically, really. We've been through a lot over the years, and we're a different band now. Tony's a different person, and he's writing slightly different material now. But it's all great stuff, all commercial stuff, listenable stuff, a bit prog, a bit rocky, a bit this, a bit that. And there's something for everybody on the Magnum albums these days. So I think we have quite a wide crossover of people who are into Magnum. It's not just one section of people. It's like it used to be years ago. It's, you know, we're anybody's really. If you like rock and roll and music and hard rock and soft rock and, you know, cock rock. Oh, that's Whitesnake, isn't it? Sorry, wrong band. Forgive me. And so, yeah, I mean, I think we're more open to more people now these days. We used to be a bit self-indulgent years ago, but we got it right now. And we want people to come and see us and listen to our music and come and see us on tour. So that's where we are now, and I think we're going to carry on like that. And the more people, the merrier, you know, tell your friends, come on down, come and see us. That's where we are these days, you know, we don't hide away anymore. So I think that's how much we have evolved over the years. Okay.
Thank you very much for this interesting answer from my friends from San José, Costa Rica. Escucha lo que te dijo, pues por aquí Christian, pues la respuesta muy interesante que te ha dado Bob. Dice de que la evolución de la banda ha sido muy interesante, muy favorable, pues como ustedes saben, la mayoría de los seguidores de Magnum saben, es una banda que ha evolucionado muy interesante en lo que es en las giras, precisamente en el rock de arena, que son pues lugares donde se tocan en estadios, y que pues la banda se ha sentido muy favorecida en haber participado en un sinnúmero de giras a nivel mundial. Nos comenta de que se sintieron muy afortunados cuando fueron fichados por un sello discográfico allá en Reino Unido, como lo fue Jet Records. Para la gente que no sabe quiénes son los de Jet Records, fueron los primeros del sello que fichó en su momento a Ozzy Osbourne, y que, si se puede decir, pues tanto Magnum como Ozzy estuvieron de gira en varios años a través de este importante sello discográfico, y que ha sido muy favorable la evolución, si se puede decir, dentro del rock and roll y todos los demás subgéneros que, si se pueden considerar, pues son parte ya de lo que es la esencia fundamental de Magnum, y que al final de cuentas, después de muchos años, muchos discos, muchos trabajos en directo, y que por supuesto hasta tocaron en Wembley, en el estadio de Wembley, pues dicen de que han sido un viaje de muchas experiencias muy interesantes, y que al final de cuentas ellos están aquí continuando haciendo ruido dentro del mapa sónico. Así que pues es lo que nos comenta por acá precisamente nuestro invitado de honor, como lo es Bob Catley, vocalista de Magnum, y que, como un detalle extra, nos comenta también que dentro de la vida de Magnum como banda, pues él tuvo también su proyecto como solista, que dice que pues tuvo que poner en un estatus de on hold a Magnum para hacer su carrera como solista. Por ejemplo, rápidamente, pues su primer trabajo discográfico salió en 1998, como lo fue The Tower. Después sigue en el 99 Legends, en el 2001 Middle Earth, en 2003 When Empire's Born, 2006 Spirit of Man, y su más reciente álbum en 2008 es Immortal. Así que pues por ahí, los que les gustan el hard rock, echen un vistazo también a la discografía solista de Bob Catley, que al mismo tiempo también hace lo suyo con Magnum. Muchísimas gracias a la gente que en estos momentos nos está escuchando. We have another question from a young fan of your music, Regina Velázquez, from Tegucigalpa, Honduras. She's happy to hear you. She says, we know that Tobias Sammet from Egg Guy and Avantasia made a participation in this new album. Curiously, with the band Egg Guy made a cover from the song The Spirit for the EP Superheroes. How did Tobias feel about participating as a special guest in this new album?
Okay, well, yeah, well, as people know, I perform with Avantasia on occasion, whenever it comes out. And thank you very much, Toby. We get on great, and I've been around the world with him about 3 times. And he's a fantastic friend of mine. And our guitar player, songwriter, Tony Clarkin, wondered if he would like to guest as on one of the songs as a duet, like I have done many a time on his Avantasia albums. So it was time to return the compliment and come on over and sing on a Magnum track, Toby. And he was very glad to do so. He's been a big Magnum fan all his life, so he tells me. And because he says on the stage, when we're on stage with Avantasia, he says, like, this next singer, without his, who's coming on now, you'll know who he is. Without his band's music, I think there would have been no Tobias Sammet, there'd have been no Ed Guy, and there would have been no Avantasia. So that is a big compliment indeed. That shows how much he's into our music. And so he was very glad to sing the song with us. He sings with me on the title track, Lost on the Road to Eternity. He's done a great job. We do a 2-part harmony together, and it's really wonderful. He really lifts the song, you know. So he loved doing it, and he had to come over because he didn't have much time to do it because he was going on tour with Ed Guy shortly. So he put his voice down and left us to it to mix it and that, you know. And we sent him a copy afterwards, and he was very pleased with it. And I hope to see him soon when we come on tour with Magnum, and we play in Germany, which is where he lives, obviously. And maybe he can come and see us, and you never know, he might get up and sing a song with us. But that would be great for the fans. So Toby's very happy to be on our album, and we are too. We get on really good, and it sounds great. So so it works out fine for him and for us. It's good for business, for them, for us, everybody. So that's how it should be. It's all friends on the album, and away we go. And I hope everybody enjoys listening to it.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your answer from my friend Regina. Regina, pues ya escuchaste, pues yo sé que eres muy seguidora del trabajo de Tobias Sammet en Edguy y en Avantasia, y sí, tenías mucha razón acerca de lo que es la participación, de que él estaba participando en este trabajo discográfico. Pues las impresiones que tiene Bob acerca del trabajo de Tobias Sammet, dice de que él ha participado, pues él es un gusto y es un honor que dice que pues Tobias haya participado en este álbum, como correspondiéndole un favor en cierta forma directa. Porque como es sabido, en los proyectos de Avantasia como banda, pues él ha sido invitado en algunos de los discos de la trayectoria de Tobias, y dice de que participa precisamente en el track que le da nombre al título del álbum, que en este caso sería Lost of the Road to Eternity, y que pues por ahí va a estar saliendo en formato single más adelante. Dice de que pues ha sido un honor pues poder participar con él, y que precisamente él es un gran seguidor de Magnum, que por esa razón él ha hecho, si se puede decir, como una forma de tributo a lo que es el tema Spirit, que aparece precisamente en el EP Superheroes, y que pues en breves impresiones de lo que él dice, pues que salió muy bien esta combinación muy interesante de voces, tanto pues la de Tobias Sammet como la de precisamente pues Bob Catley, que es nuestro invitado en esta oportunidad. Okay, Bob, thank you very much for your answer. The next question. In America, we have many legends, rock legends, like example Rush, April Wine, and Triumph. In London, we had a great legend like Magnum. The band still rocks over 5 decades. How the band feels when many fans says this is maybe the band make a kind of communion over the generations. Fathers and children or sons share the music of the band. In this case, generational relay with the music. What do you think about this?
Yeah, right. Well, yes, I know what you mean. Sorry, I've got a massive echo on the line. Sounds like I'm talking to myself. I'll do my best to answer the question. That's better. Yeah. Yes, we are a generational band. I mean, we've been going quite a few years now, that long. So people used to come and see us for the first time in the 70s. Then the first couple of albums came out, the late 70s. And then they're getting a bit older, and they have children. And in the early 90s, their children are with them, coming to see us. And then in the 2000s and the 2010s, I mean, they're bringing the grandchildren with them. So we get 3 generations of people, 3 generations of families coming to see Magnum, to the same gig, the same concerts. And it's great, you know, the little kids are there, and they've got the T-shirt on, and they're waving the banners, and they know all the words, because they've obviously, all they've heard over the years is they've been brought up with Magnum music, obviously. They know all the words. And so it's great to see families come and see Magnum. It's a family show. No swearing on the stage, no drinking on the stage. You know, we try and be family orientated. We are ourselves. I mean, me and Tony both have grandchildren, of course. And so you want to be nice on stage, and you don't want to let people down. And so it's great to have 3 generations come and see you all at once, and that happens all over the place, you know. So it's getting like that more and more, you know. We get a lot of ladies coming to see us. We never used to get women to come and see Magnum, but we do now. Brilliant. And so and little children, older people my age, my God, you know, really old people come and see us.
Thank you very much for this special answer for my friends who listen this now this special interview. Le hemos preguntado, pues como ustedes saben, pues hay muchas bandas muy interesantes dentro del rock progresivo y del hard rock, pues ya hemos mencionado por ahí. Le hemos preguntado cómo se siente la banda al ver algo que es muy interesante en los conciertos, como lo son los relevos generacionales, los padres que van con sus hijos a ver a la banda, en este caso a la banda, y disfrutar de su música. Dice que es muy interesante ver este intercambio de generaciones. Magnum también ha sido parte de una familia que ha visto pues en sus músicos ver crecer y tener sus hijos y que disfrutan de cada una de las presentaciones a donde quiera que ellos vayan. Y lo más importante, que según dice Bob, en las presentaciones de Magnum, en donde quiera que ellos vayan, pues siempre hay familias que disfrutan de la música de inicio a fin, y que esto es algo muy especial, que ellos pues por ejemplo en los conciertos Nadie Bebe es una banda completamente que reúne a una familia y que precisamente hacen disfrutar de su música, y que también pues las chicas, las mujeres, las bellas damas siempre van a los conciertos y a disfrutar de lo que es esa experiencia única de disfrutar grandes clásicos. ¿Quién no se acuerda? In the Beginning, por ejemplo, Kingdom of Madness, The Spirit, How Far Jerusalem, Vigilante, para darles una idea. Son clásicos muy pero muy pulidos, y que ahora pues ellos están de vuelta con este nuevo trabajo discográfico bajo el brazo, que lleva el nombre de Lost on the Road to Eternity. Esto es Conexión Rock Radio, y tenemos en vivo precisamente a Bob Catley, que es el vocalista de la agrupación Magnum. For the new fans, Bob, in this case the new generations of fans for the music, many fans says Chase the Dragon is my favorite album. Maybe the first album and some words, love at first sight. What do you think about the opinion for the fans? The new fans says this is the best work, the best classical work in the history of Magnum in years.
What, this album or Chase the Dragon?
Chase the Dragon, especially Chase the Dragon.
Okay, Chase the Dragon is the best Magnum album ever, really?
Yes.
Is that what they're saying?
Yes.
Oh, blimey, okay. Well, that's nice. Yeah, I mean, we have done other ones. Well, it's all a matter of opinion, I think. Yeah, we did Chase the Dragon back in 1982. Wow. And, yeah, some great songs on there. Sacred Hour, The Spirit, Soldier of the Lion, Edge of the World. So, yes, I mean, it was a great album, I think. I think we've done better produced albums since then, if you're talking about listening to it on the headphones and that. But if you're talking about just the music, the songs, then I think Chase the Dragon is a great Magnum album, and it still stands up today, I think, you know. It's just that the production techniques have gone way past that, you know, as we know, with modern technology and all that, and studios changing. But I love Chase the Dragon, but I also love on a Storyteller's Night, which brought us to even more people. And Vigilante was a great album. We did that with Roger Taylor, the drummer from Queen, over in Queen's studio in Montreux, Mountain Studios, back in 1986. So that was a big album for us. And then we did Wings of Heaven. We recorded that in Holland. And we had that was a number 2 album in the album charts in England. I can't remember where it was anywhere else, but it was a massive selling album. And we did Goodnight LA. We went over to America with Keith Olsen and recorded that in Los Angeles. So we've had some really interesting, good, classic Magnum albums all through the years, really. I mean, starting from Chase the Dragon and onward. And we're doing brilliant stuff now, I believe. So, but I think we've got. I like the way they said that Chase the Dragon's the favourite album. That's nice. I like that because that fits in my heart as well, and I think that's a good choice to say that. Okay, people.
Very interesting point about this. Escuchen lo que dicen, pues acerca de esta pregunta muy interesante que hemos hecho como a modo de encuesta en nuestra página de Facebook, para la nueva generación. Dice de que, por ejemplo, su primer trabajo discográfico, pues este trabajo de 1982 que se llama Chase the Dragon. Muchos dicen, este es el mejor trabajo de la banda. Dice Bob que sí, definitivamente este es uno de los mejores trabajos de la banda, que precisamente salió allá por 1982, que fue pues producido por el gran Jeff Gixman, que también ha trabajado con Kansas, y que pues en su momento recordar algunos temas como Soldier of the Line, The Spirit, Sacred Hour, pues se convertirían en clásicos. Pero dice de que hay también trabajos muy interesantes dentro de la historia de lo que es Magnum como tal. Por ejemplo, salió en el 86 Vigilante, que también es un disco que, si se puede decir, fue un trabajo adelantado a su época, que los estudios de grabación les beneficiaron bastante, y que esto pues ha generado, si se puede decir, que estos discos se conviertan en clásicos. De igual forma, pues también menciona Winds of Heaven, Good Night LA, o sea, Buenas Noches en Los Ángeles, y por supuesto, pues dice de que va a ser muy interesante de que a los jóvenes le echen un vistazo hacia atrás a la discografía de Magnum, que no solamente se fijen en un disco, sino que también le echen un vistazo a toda la discografía, que tiene mucho que ofrecer para ellos, y que yo sé que van a ser sorpresas muy pero muy interesantes. Thank you very much. We have another question, in this case from Milan, Italy. Italia. We had a question from Italia. My friend Claudia Urbina, she's a huge fan of your music. She's now happy, and she's enjoyed the interview with you. Says, I have the award collection of the band. Like example, do you think about the celebration of classical albums? Kingdom of Madness in this year turns 40 years. In same way, Wings of Heaven turns 30 years. Do you think about the plans of make a special celebration of these albums, or do you prefer celebrate with the nice stuff with the fans? Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Cheers. Hello, darling. Thank you. We don't celebrate older albums that much. I mean, only by still doing certain songs from those albums, I suppose. I mean, we've done like 20 years of Wings of Heaven. We've done 20 years of Storyteller's Night. But I think we've done enough of those re-released expanded albums, I think they were called. Mm-hmm. But the best way to celebrate an album is by doing a certain track off that album, you know. So we still do, quite old songs, because people still want to hear them, but we do them slightly differently these days. You know, you don't want to do them the same as you've always been doing, so we tend to improve them musically and arrangement-wise, and give them a fresh coat of paint, you know. And on this tour coming up soon, we're doing bringing back a few old songs that we haven't played for a long time, as a celebration of the success of the albums that they were on, you know, like Wings of Heaven and Storyteller's Night and so on. So that's the way we celebrate stuff. But we won't be doing, we get asked a lot that, you know, are you doing like, 20 years of Vigilante? And we go, no, we've done that one. Thank you. We can't keep doing that. I mean, Tony Clarkin would rather put his energy into writing new songs for the band and moving forward and being progressive, which is what a musician and a songwriter has to be. He has to progress with his art form. And that's what Tony likes to do, and not keep looking back over the years. Although people still love the old albums and the old songs, and we try and do as many as we can on stage, but you can't do them all, you know. And you want to promote the new stuff as well. So we try and give a balanced show for people to enjoy. And the new fans are very welcome. Come and see Magnum, you know. You might even like it. Come on down. Okay. All right, people.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Escucha lo que dices por ahí. Escucha lo que dicen por ahí, hasta en Italia. La respuesta es más que directa por acá. Dice de que pues no es muy partidario de celebrar los álbums, pero que pues por ahí ellos prefieren trabajar con material ya meramente propio. Dice él de que el momento más perfecto de la celebración son los conciertos, lejos de hacer un repaso a la historia que dice, tocar este disco 20 años después, no, entonces mejor prefieren hacer un repaso con toda la historia y hacer de un concierto de Magnum una experiencia única y espectacular, de disfrutar la historia de inicio a fin y por supuesto disfrutar de la interesante actualidad que Bob y sus compañeros de banda están ofreciendo actualmente. Oh, thank you very much. We had a special greeting. We had a special greeting for one fan here in Honduras, Mr. Ronnie Minera. He's a guitar player. Says, "Thank you for your music. You make me feel young again. I am 68 years old. I cry with emotion listening with your music. Congratulations. Nice to hear you from Honduras."
That's nice. Thank you very much, mate. Nice to talk to you. Yeah, 68. Wow, blimey, yeah. I'm glad that we influence people of all ages, really. Musicians, singers, fans alike. You know, it's nice that people can look up to Magnum and with a lot of respect. It's nice, you know, that people shower us with compliments, and it's lovely. And I can get a big head if I'm not careful, but it's lovely. It's nice that people care out there and want to follow the band all these years, and keep on doing it, people. That's what we're here for. And see, he's 68, so it don't matter how old you get, people. You can be 15, you can be 68. You're still a rock fan, and rock fans never lose their bands. They never lose the love for their music, and it affects their lives. It really can change your life, rock music. We get a lot of people say to us, "Oh, thank you for that song, and thank you for those words. It helped me through a bad time in my life, and it really lifted me, and I came out the other end a better person because of lyrics within a rock song." So that's a brilliant thing to say. It's the biggest compliment Tony could get. So we hope that we can influence people's lives, and that's the same for any band, really. So it's a brilliant thing. Rock music is a powerful weapon.
Yes.
And we'll got to stick together and hands round the sword.
Thank you very much for your answer from my friend here in Honduras. Señor, yo creo que más que complacido con la respuesta, si sabe muy bien el inglés, así como me lo ha dicho usted, con mucha emoción en las redes sociales, yo creo que el mensaje está más que claro para usted. Yo creo que se sentirá más que orgulloso de decir, pues gracias a Dios que existe una gran banda como lo es Magnum. Así que ahí está su respuesta de parte de pues su vocalista, el señor Bob Catley. Bueno, pues ya estamos llegando ya a la parte final de esta interesante entrevista, así que gracias a toda la gente que nos está reportando sintonía en diferentes partes de Latinoamérica y que sabemos también en Italia. Muchas gracias por estar aquí escuchándonos en esta interesante entrevista en Conexión Rock Radio. We had a live question. Eliseo Maldonado from El Salvador. What do you think about make plans for make a tour in Latin America? Do you have any plans in the future to tour in America?
I wish. Not at the moment, no. No, I know it's difficult. Well, we played in America years ago, but not for a long time. And our albums are released in the United States, but it's not really feasible to get our band and crew and everybody over to America to do just a couple of shows, because the distances are that huge that you would go broke trying to play to people, you know. If we were living over there and we were resident there, we could tour around America like American bands, and that'd be great. But where we live in England, it's a bit remote to do that. Our intention is to play in America, but when we get the right offer from the right promoter, it's basically down to money. And if you're that rich, then you can afford to do anything. But I'm afraid we have a lot of people to pay, and it's very boring. It's money orientated, which kind of gets in the way of bands like us on our level playing further around the world than just the UK and Europe, you see. Mm-hmm. So the intention is there, and maybe one day we will do it, and maybe one day we will come to South America as well. I'd love to do that, like I do with Avantasia. But at the moment, it's not feasible. It's not practical to do it. But the intention is there to do that, and we'd love to play in America, of course, and South America, and Japan, and everywhere. But and Australia, why not? But you can't. It gets ridiculous, and you have to be sensible, and you can only play where it's possible. It's you don't go bankrupt.
Oh.
Okay.
Escucha, Eliseo, la respuesta que te ha dado Bob en esta interesante entrevista. Yo sé que tú y tu papá pues son muy seguidores de lo que es la onda del rock clásico, y más aún de este interesante hard rock progresivo que Magnum ha estado haciendo durante los últimos años. Le ha preguntado que si los dioses del rock lo permiten, pues podamos ver a la banda aquí en una gira. Dice de que es difícil pero no imposible. Siendo una banda que es originaria de Reino Unido, se les hace un poco difícil las cosas. Ellos anteriormente han tenido la oportunidad de girar en América, en Estados Unidos, pero ya precisamente dicen que están con todas las ganas de poder explorar nuevos territorios, por ejemplo Centroamérica, Latinoamérica, y que esto pues meramente pues como es conocimiento general, es asunto de que un promotor pues se decida, o que varios promotores se decidan en traer a esta banda por acá, y que pues están con todas las ganas. Dice que en el futuro es completamente impredecible, y que pues posiblemente en una de esas vueltas de la vida podamos tener a Magnum aquí en nuestras latitudes. Así que eso es lo que nos ha comentado precisamente aquí Bob Catley, que es el vocalista de Magnum. Bueno, una interesante historia que desde 1978, ¿quién no se acuerda de discos muy buenos como le hemos dicho, Vigilante, Magnum 2, Chase the Dragon, Rock Art, por ejemplo, One de the 30 Day, por ejemplo? O sea, hay una gran cantidad de discos, así que se los recomiendo. Recomendación personal, una banda muy pero muy excelente. In English, this is the recommendation, the high recommendation of the day. Magnum is a very, very awesome band. Fantastic music.
I've got to go. I have to go in a minute.
Yes, you got the right.
Yes, I have to. Okay, so we carry on.
Yes, you carry on. You stand flat on the day. Bob, we have two final questions before the end of the interview. And again, thank you very much for attending our question from here, and of course, attending the question from the fans here in Latin America. Are happy to hear you. We have interesting feedback with you. Wow.
Yes, it's lovely. It's lovely to talk to you all. Thank you. Lovely.
Okay, the final two questions. We had a question in this case from Guatemala City. My friend Carlos Olorzano says, nice to hear you, Bob. It's a great honor here to you in this special interview. Cheers on this afternoon. My question is, for you, what is your favorite Magnum album and why? And of course, what is the most underrated album for Magnum?
Okay. My favorite Magnum album.
Yes.
I like most of them. In fact, all of them, in part or whole. I don't really have. I think what it is that your latest album is usually your favorite album, because like this road, Lost on the Road to Eternity. At the moment, this is my favorite album because it's new, it's fresh. It's exciting. I love the vocal I've done on there and the band playing, and it sounds great. So in a few years' time, it'll be another new album that'll be my favourite. But because it's fresh and interesting, and we've just recorded it and we're taking it on tour, and it means more than anything at the moment. It's a lot. It's like a newborn baby. You gotta nurture it and look after it and let it grow up and mature and become, in time, it becomes one of the Magnum classics. For the old ones, my probably favourite album would be Chase the Dragon, probably, as you say, yeah. That would probably be my favourite album from the past. The most underrated Magnum album, I believe, was Sleepwalking, I believe.
So 1992.
But it didn't. Sleepwalking, that was 1992, I believe. And it was great songs, but it didn't do a lot chart-wise. Didn't excite the world, but it was a great album, and I think it was overlooked, and people don't mention Sleepwalking, but I think it's a fantastic album. It's his personal opinion, you know. That period of Sleepwalking and rock art in the early 90s, I think Tony was right, putting out some really good stuff. So that was underrated at the time, I think. So that was maybe my answer for the underrated stuff. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for the answer for my friend Carlos Tier en Guatemala City. Ya escuchaste, dice de que en un resumen rápido, dice de que toda la discografía de Magnum tiene pues unas facetas muy interesantes. Dice de que es muy difícil poder escoger un disco entre todo el universo que tiene Magnum a nivel discográfico. Dice que pues posiblemente los mejores podría ser Chase the Dragon. Dice de que su disco más infravalorado pues es de 1992, que es Sleepwalking. Pues como ustedes saben, pues el álbum pues tuvo una recepción mixta y fue criticado en cierto momento pues por una dirección que ellos tomaron, si se puede decir, es como un disco completamente experimental, y que de repente pues dice de que todos los discos tienen un valor muy especial, incluyendo este nuevo trabajo discográfico que está dando, si se puede decir, la cara por la banda en esta interesante faceta. Así que pues por ahí en nuestro reporte de web vamos a estarles invitando para que los sigan a la banda en las diferentes redes sociales, en Facebook, Twitter y por supuesto en sus páginas oficiales. Bob, what words, some words want to dedicate for all the fans who listening to us in this special interview? And again, thank you very much for your time to answer our question in this live program.
Yes. Well, I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to thank everybody for taking Magnum to your heart, and I hope you enjoy the new music, and hope to come and see you one day, some town near you. Try and make it. Come and see Magnum. It's a good night out. And thank you for the years and sticking with us, and I'd love to be with you all this afternoon. And I bet your weather's nicer than it is over here. So, keep rocking and listen to the music and be good people, and maybe we meet up one of the days. All right, I'm going to wish you all a very good farewell, and you'll take care, you lovely people. And thank you, Johnny, for a fantastic interview. And
for me,
all right.
Thank you very much for the compliment. For me, as a great honor, made this a special interview for one reason. For our fans, for the audience here in Latin America, will want to hear interesting stories, your music, your future plans, and of course, Conexión Rock Radio had the total support for playing the music of Magnum. Thank you very much, Bob. For me, it's a great honor.
No, my pleasure. Thanks, mate. Cheers. It's been lovely to talk to you. All right. I'll see you later.